All of you have signed up and you're joining us for this event. We've been planning for about a year. So on behalf of the steering committee and myself, we just want to say that we can't do it without you, so we're super, super grateful. I wanted to go over a few things, just general volunteer information before I hand it over to Kira for the tour guide training. Did you all receive the email from me yesterday that had the parking pass and the sheet called What You Need to Know? Yes? Everybody got it? Okay, great. That sheet, What You Need to Know, has everything, I think, that you need to know, but I just want to go through it really fast and just make sure that there aren't any questions about anything. Parking is going to be challenging. But that's why we did provide the parking passes. If you're coming on Friday, which all of you are, you're going to be parking in this garage here, and unless you live here, and then you'll just walk to the PRW room, which is just across the hall here, is where our volunteer check-in room will be. And you're going to check in, but definitely give yourself plenty of time. You're going to want to try to arrive at 30 minutes before your shift starts so that you can park, get to the check-in room, and be where you need to be by the time that your shift starts. So we would really appreciate that. Make sure you print out the parking pass and leave it in the dash of your car. There's a different parking pass if you're working Saturday or if you're working Thursday as well. You'll need the different parking pass for all of those days. When you check in, you're going to get a T-shirt, and it's going to look very similar, if not exact, to that. So bright orange, and I think you should go stand in front of the camera after that.
There you go.
Okay, very good. And so just be comfortable on the bottom, comfortable shoes. You're obviously going to be walking a lot. And shorts, pants, however you want to dress on the bottom is great with us.
They should cover your whole bottom though.
Well, I didn't think that I needed to say that, but yes. Something short. Hello, welcome. And then bring a hat, sunglasses, just in case it's really hot. It's likely to be. Even though we're having this gorgeous weather right now, who knows what it's going to be next Friday and Saturday. Sunscreen if you need it. And we ask that you do bring your fully charged cell phone. When you check in, you're also going to get a name badge, and that name badge is going to have, on the back of it, important numbers. Emergency numbers, numbers of the other lead steering committee members, volunteers, that you may or may not need to reach at some point along the way. So bring a fully charged cell phone, leave all other valuables at home or in the car, because we don't really have a safe place for you to store that. We don't have lockers or anything like that. So if you could leave any valuables at home, that would be great. On Friday, lunch is going to be served in the volunteer room, and then you can kind of bring it out and eat it in the courtyard, I guess. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Or the lobby, or
the lobby,
right, available to you.
But it's going to be delivered here.
Apparently we can't have them in the class.
We cannot tell you to eat them inside of any of the rooms.
Right.
Is
So,
what we're saying.
So, but lunch will be provided. I believe they're going to be delivered at 11:15. So, and this is just on Friday, 11:15 lunch delivery. So if you're working that early shift, it'll be there when you're done. If you're working one of the later shifts, you might want to come a little bit early and feed yourself before your shift starts. So I'll leave that up to you guys. For those of you working on Saturday, you're going to get a meal ticket when you get your name tag, and that meal ticket is going to be good at the Reef restaurant, which is in the USC, or at one of 4 to 6 food trucks. 4 or 6? Six food trucks. And they're going to have an item prepared specially for those meal tickets. So if you happen to be working on Saturday as well, you'll get that meal ticket when you check in. Water bottles are going to be in the check-in room as well. You're welcome to as many as you need. We want you to stay hydrated and happy. So those will be in the check-in room as well. If you need to bring any snacks for along the way, you can do that as well. Code of conduct, I don't feel like I need to go over that, but, you know, no alcohol, no illegal drug use. It's a smoke-free zone. We do want everybody to act like they're representing the St. Pete Science Festival, and especially with so many kids around, no inappropriate language and things like that. But I have a feeling I didn't really need to go over any of that with you guys. I think that's about it. Oh, checking out. When you're done with your shift, we ask that you return to the check-in room to check out. Let us know that you're leaving. A lot of you have requested volunteer hours certificates, and I'm going to have those ready for you upon checkout. Once you check out, you're going to give us your name badge back, if you would, and we'll give you those certificates. We also have a volunteer survey that we would love if all of our volunteers would take on the way out. It's going to be on a computer. It'll probably take about 5 minutes of your time after you check out, and that is to help us make the festival better for the volunteers and better for everyone in the coming years. There's a lot of research that goes into this whole process where we're trying to make it a better and better science festival for the attendees and for the volunteers. So, and with that, I'll take any questions. If anybody has anything, is anything confusing or not understood? Everybody know where they're going? And
If we work multiple shifts on Friday, do we have to check out before our second shift or sign in for each one? Or?
no, you do not. Yep, great question.
I'm sorry, but I missed, where's the check-in room?
The check-in room, from here, it's in the Peter Rudy Wallace building, which is where we are now, but it's going to be in room 109, which is just to the left when you walk in through the lobby.
Okay.
So you're going to go through the doors and then through another set of doors, but you'll see it. And I'm sure we'll all be milling about in our bright orange shirts. Hard to miss. Any other questions? Okay, great. If something comes up and you have a question, please email me. I'm on my email round the clock these last 2 weeks. So you can get me pretty quickly and I can answer your questions. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kira for your tour guide training.
Hey guys, I'm Kira. I am a scientist at the USGS and their Education Outreach Coordinator, and I'm also on the School Day Sneak Peek Committee for the Science Festival. And how many of you guys have been tour guides before? Just one? Oh, at Marie's class.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much. I think you have probably the most fun volunteer job. You get to see a mad science show for free and pretty much all of the exhibits there. So thanks so much. You're really brave. So I'm on the school day committee. Kara is the school day committee co-chair with Allison Garrett. And then campus police phone numbers. These are like the most important numbers you will need if you have any problems or questions throughout the day. They will be on the back of your name badge. So you don't have to like memorize them or program them on your phone or anything. They will be there for you. This map is probably difficult to see or read, but it's also in your information packet. Obviously, not everything is on there, but those are the main big things you'll need to be familiar with and be able to find. So, school check-in, check-out is right by the butterfly garden on campus, right by the bowl, and that is where Kara or Allison will be at all times throughout the day, and that is where you will pick up your school group. Volunteer check-in and lunch, you're already here, and this is where I will be if you need anything at the start or finish of your shift. So you can always find me somewhere around here, and Sarah's too, probably.
Yes.
And then So the USC, where the reef is where you will take your school group for their Mad Science show. And then the other 3 zones are where most of the exhibits will be and where you'll be taking your school groups throughout your shift. Those zones will have different paths and tours, but we'll get into that more later. So, at the command station will be Kara or Allison, if that's where you'll go if you have any problems. At the water stations, the little water drops on your map, there will be volunteers that will be in charge of first aid and also can relay information back to the command center or contact anyone else that you may need. And as I mentioned, you'll have contact information on the back of your name tags as well. Minor first aid incidents can be handled by the volunteers at the water stations, but if you have an emergency, you need to call 911, then campus police, and then one of your school day chairs, Kara or Allison. So in that order, like if someone falls off the seawall or
Okay, that's never happened.
That's never happened.
We had a nosebleed last
One
year.
nosebleed in all of our
That is
years, but,
Yeah.
and don't call 911 for a nosebleed either. You may use your discretion and look to your teachers and chaperones, you know, for guidance if you are questioning that.
Every school group has an adult chaperone that's either a teacher or a parent, so if there is some nosebleed or something, they're good as parents, they can handle it.
They can handle it.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
It's not your job. Yeah, just know where to put the pen.
Okay, so you will come and check in with volunteer check-in at your scheduled shift start time. Then you will come and find me in this room, 118, in the Peter Rudy Wallace building. I will provide you with a tour guide sign and your tour schedule. Each of the paths that you will take your students on, so they're not going to be able to see every exhibit. So each exhibit is assigned a colored path, so you will be dark blue path. It'll be on the exhibitor sign, it will be on your tour guide sign, and those are the exhibits you will visit. So when you get here, you'll get your tour path, and you should take a few minutes to go familiarize yourself with the exhibits on your tour, and then go to, once you've done that, go back to the school check-in command station to pick up your school group. So you will come here, check in with volunteer registration, come check in with me, get your tour pass, go walk your tour, and then go get your kids. Good?
And your kids, they may or may not be there.
Yes, you may be waiting
They
on
might
your
be
kids.
early, they might be late, and just come
Right.
there and we'll
So
get you
basically
fixed up.
get to that command center school check-in, check-out 10 to 15 minutes early. You will already have this. This is your tour guide sign. It's going to say your school and what group number you are. And then on the back will be basically the map that's in your packet, or a map depicting just your tour path, and then your schedule. So like when my tour starts at 9:35, I need to be at Exhibit 1. 15 minutes later, I'm going to Exhibit 3. 15 minutes after that, I'm going to, so that kind of a detailed schedule is also in your information packet. Once you greet your school group, you will introduce yourself, welcome them to the Science Festival, and you may want to employ like an attention signal. So if your group is getting out of control, or you want to alert them to like that it's time to transition to the next exhibit, it could be 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, or give me 5, and everybody puts their hands in the air. You say Science Fest, we say rocks. Anything you want to come up with that's going to work for you. The junior scientist ground rules, also something you might want to go over with your group. They are on your kind of one-page tour guide cheat sheet here. Basically, we just want them to listen when others are speaking. Raise our hands if we have a question. Stay together. You can remind them that there aren't bathroom breaks scheduled during their tour, they need to use the buddy system or have a chaperone go with them. And then if your group is being unruly or you need assistance, feel free to ping on their chaperone. The chaperones and teachers are ultimately responsible for behavior issues and redirection. So, greet your chaperones and tell your chaperones what you expect of them as well. If you have more than one chaperone, which usually the groups do, put one in the front of the group and one in the back. If there's only one, you will be in the front and the chaperone will be in the back. And then usually each group will have approximately 15 kids, and as I said, 2 chaperones. So the first thing you do, take your tour up to their math science presentation. And that presentation is about 20 minutes long. And there will be Science Festival volunteers to assist you with that, getting them into their seats. You should fill one row and you should sit with them. After that, you start your tour. So, each tour guide has a pass. Plan your route, stay on it. Only attend the exhibits you guys are scheduled to see, otherwise there's going to be 2 groups at one station or exhibitors not having groups. And then just really try to make sure that you keep the schedule in mind and keep track of time.
Oh, go back to the water and bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, bathroom breaks. Yeah. Bathroom breaks and water breaks are not scheduled, so just really keep in mind that the chaperones or teachers can, take the children themselves, or they can use the buddy system. When you are done, you will escort your group back to where you picked them up at the command station at school check-in, check-out. The students will be given a little thank you card to fill out for an exhibitor of their choice. So those will be left at the check-in, check-out. And each group will get a goodie bag. If they came by bus, their bus should be waiting there. If they came by car, they will be directed to wherever they parked. Buses are over there by the USC, and I believe we're having the school groups park in the garage this year. This is probably overkill for you guys. Things to remember: misbehaving students are not your problem. They will be handled by their teachers, or if it's really that big of a deal, we'll alert one of those water station first aid monitors who can, relay the information and get someone out there to help you. I don't think we've ever had any issues like that in the past, but there is a contingency plan if you need it. Again, a lot of time goes into planning these tours, the paths, and what exhibits you guys visit on your schedule, so we need to stick to the schedule. If groups want to see an exhibit that is not on their schedule, just encourage them to come back with their families on Saturday. I will email you your paths and schedule. Again, the exhibit signs match your tour guide sign. It shouldn't be that difficult. If your group wants to stay on campus for lunch, which sometimes they do, we have a tent set up in front of the USC and kind of near school check-in that they may have picnic lunches at, or they can purchase lunch in the USC. You should have your parking pass in your packet, and your lunches are here. And that's it. Questions? Well, I'm really glad you guys